And welcome back for part 2.
Not a word.
What's up, everybody? It's your favorite part 2's favorite nerd, and today we are looking at the second half of the wave of the Space Venom Marvel Legends Build-A-Figure Spider-Man wave. And we're looking at Miles and this spider chick. It's May Parker, I believe. It's Peter's daughter. Well, we'll talk about her in a bit. And then Hobgoblin. So without much further ado, let's get started. So we'll start with Spider-Girl, and I don't think she comes with any accessories. I could be wrong. I got them all sitting here on the table. I'll get back to it if I do and cut it in here. If not, I don't think she comes with any accessories. But she has a holding hand, which I think is stupid if she doesn't come with a weapon to hold. Other than that, it's pretty good. There's a... Alright, we'll just talk about it. One of the things that I noticed is... like the lack, I've seen people commenting on this in the like Marvel Legends groups and stuff also, but there's a, it's hard to explain, but the webbing looks more like checkers in some places, like a checkerboard, than it does webbing. Like it looks more like a grid. Like that would be kind of a good example there, if you can see that. But that is something that I have been noticing, and somebody brought it to my attention in one of the groups, and I had to agree. But I couldn't agree with it until I got her in hand. So let's talk about her. The head ball hinge. Okay. All right. So I'm not going to pop it off, but this should have been just a ball peg with a limited articulation, because as is her head, it looks like it just sits up a taste too high. It's not the worst, but from the side it may be the worst. You see, like there's just like there's like a dance move. It's like a bobblehead. This is not a good idea. Get rid of this, Hasbro. Get rid of this ASAP. Diaphragm ball joint, that works well. The paint on this is much better than my Spider-Man one. Like, it's just clean. The spider is clean. Like, it's just, look at that. Those are some sharp lines. Very well done. The silver is a little spotchy in some places, but overall, it's done really well. Disc hinge shoulders, swivel. Bicep swivel is faked by an elbow that gets you 90 degrees and the swivel. And then we got a wrist with a hinge in and out, per usual. Same on the other side. Now that we've done that, let's talk about the face just a little bit. I do like this face sculpt. Like, this is a very brutal character. I don't know that much about her, but I'm pretty sure it's May Parker. It's Spider-Man's daughter, maybe Ultimate Universe. Or it's Peter Parker's daughter in Ultimate Universe. And she's a menace. Is what she is. She's a hero, but she's like the Wonder Woman type character. Like she's ready to take your head off if need be. The hair has a wash on it. That looks good. It's like a brown paint with a wash. Well done. The mask looks good. The eyes look good. Lips look good. It's a good sculpt. Moving down the figure, and it's pretty well done. T-jointed ball joints for hips. Get you out to there. Forward and back to there. Thigh swivel. Double jointed knee. We got the boots painted on instead of sculpted, but I know that's asking for too much. And then an ankle tilt, even a little bit up, and rocker. So my only real complaints here. Look at they sculpted the earrings and stuff in her ear. It's good stuff. There is some care here, and we're seeing more and more of that. I don't want holding hands if we have nothing to hold. Just get rid of it. Get rid of it. There's plenty of molds of female characters that are doing the Spider-Man stuff. Just have them do that, because this is pointless and it's hard to make look cool on a shelf. But other than that, yeah, she's pretty good. Next up, we have Miles. We're going to talk about his accessories first. He comes with alternate hands, which is good. We got a crawling hand. Only one? And then we had 2 crawling hands, 2 web shooter hands, and then 2 fist hands, and all the paint on the red looks good. Like the red paint and the black lines on them all look good. Par for the course. And then we have the unmasked head. And I do feel like the skin tone here is a little dark for Miles. I believe, I don't know that much about Miles. I've read him in Spider-Verse, and I've read him in Secret Wars, and I like his character, and I especially love when they were doing those hip hop covers, the Marvel Legends hip hop cover, or not Marvel Legends, but the Marvel comics hip hop covers, and they did his like Nas's Illmatic. I love that an awful lot. I thought that was very cool. But I think he's Puerto Rican, like he's Puerto Rican and black, which is a thing, especially in New York City. And I wish they would have, I don't know, maybe try to capture that a little bit more. But whatever, it still looks good. It's a good sculpt. It just, I'm not sure if they captured the Puerto Rican element. And maybe I'm wrong, but I believe he is. I believe he's half Puerto Rican. So head on a hinged ball joint like we're used to, and good though, all the way up to there, down to there. I like that he's a smaller figure because he's a younger character, and I would have expected him to just like be the Spider-Man, buck, but it's not. It's like a young lad, and I think that's cool. His red line work is especially sharp. Extremely well done. So, well done. Good across the board. The eyes look great. It's a great cast. Definitely dig it. Ball hinge shoulders get you up to here. And then swivel around. Bicep swivel. Double jointed elbow. Wrist swivel and hinge and out, as it should be for this type of character. Ab crunch back and forward to a good range. Waist swivel. T-jointed ball joints for hips. Get you out to there. Forward and back to there. And thigh swivel. Double jointed knee. Calf swivel. Ankle tilt slightly up. Good down. And a rocker. So all in all, a pretty solid figure. Not a lot of bells and whistles, but it doesn't need to be. The character design doesn't call for it. It's clean. It's sharp. It's appropriate. I think it's solid. Like what more do you want for a Miles? Some nice sculpted details and stuff would be good, but it's a $20 figure, and I think it does its job. I like little details like the sculpt across the butt cheeks there. Like I like the sculpted. I like that. It's just a little extra. And if now that they've got, I feel like they've got this down now. If they could give us a little bit extra here and there, like I certainly wouldn't cry about it. But if they keep giving us figures of this standard, I won't cry about it either. Next up is Hobgoblin. He comes with a couple accessories. One is this pumpkin bomb. It's got a good sculpt on there. I think they could do more with this instead of just making it a translucent piece. Like if they painted some of it and stuff, I think this would really look cool. And then it comes with a very Todd McFarlane-esque face, which is very tempting to use. I don't think I'm going to be able to do it, but it is very tempting. Todd McFarlane's Spider-Man was definitely my era. Todd McFarlane was on the regular Spider-Man title, and Eric Larson was on the Amazing Spider-Man title. I can't remember who was on Spectacular at the time. But it is like a great likeness to that. Like the teeth, everything is painted well. It's sharp, it's clean. One eye, this one right here, got a little bit out of lines, but for the most part, it's pretty good. He also comes with this flight thing, and the problem with this is that it's not entirely flat. Like I wish there was something back here to support it more, because it does have a tendency to flip back. You got to really make sure you put a lot of weight forward on it, and it's just a soft piece of plastic. So this is cool in conceptually, but it doesn't really follow through well. So let's talk about this guy. We'll talk about we have this soft floating piece of plastic here, which is cool, breaks it up a little bit. We got painted buckles and stuff, so good to go. We got this cape, same thing. This has a wash on it, looks nice and dirty as it should. Same with the hood. Face sculpt looks great, no complaints. That's pretty awesome. I like the metallic blue scales. I'm excited to get the Green Goblin out of this. I think we all knew it was coming as soon as we saw this, but very well done. Very well done indeed. The belt is sculpted. It's a floating piece. Sorry, but it is painted with the loops and everything, so it's pretty seamless. I thought it was sculpted on at first. Boots look good. Oh, it would have been nice if we got that wash on the boots and gloves, but what are you gonna do? This hood is a separate piece, is it? Interesting. So it's on a ball hinge. We get up to there and down to there headwise, and then around. We have a waist swivel that's a little loose on mine, and an ab crunch forward and back. Disc hinge shoulders. tight. I have noticed that a lot in this wave. And then ratchet it around, which feels good. Bicep swivel, double jointed elbow, that feels good. We got this is a floating piece. This is another thing they've been doing recently, is adding floating pieces for the gloves and stuff. But it's smart. It works. I like that. It's cheap. It works for them. It works for us. A good posing hand. This doesn't really hold the bomb all that well, so that's kind of a criticism of mine. But overall, it's okay. And then same for the other side. And in this hand, like, I kind of feel like one hand should have been posing, because he doesn't come with 2 bombs, but he comes with 2 hands to hold them. So that's kind of irritating. T-jointed ball joints for hips. Did we do the ab crunch? Down, up. So pretty good range. T-jointed ball joints for hips. Forward and back are good as well. And then we have a thigh swivel on both. Double jointed knee. Calf swivel, but maybe it's not. Yeah, calf swivel. This one's a little jammed up, but I'm okay with that. Ankle tilt up to there, down to there, and then the rocker is intact. So I don't know. You know, I don't like to sit here and sing Hasbro praises, but every now and then I have to. Final thoughts wise, just to close it down, it's kind of the same thing that we've been talking about. There's improvements. Everything pretty much works the way it's supposed to. One of the things we're having trouble with is the neck to head joints, especially with her. That's obnoxious. That's really unsightly. The webbing is a little crazy here. She's kind of weak, but she's still acceptable. And that's the difference here. Like, even the weakest link is still acceptable, whereas before it was kind of the weakest link was really the weakest link. The Hobgoblin is great. I love Miles. I'm happy to have a Miles character because I'm a big fan of his in the books. He's a pretty cool and interesting guy. I wish that this sled was done a little bit better. Hopefully they can fix that with Green Goblin, but I would imagine it's just going to be a retooling of the same thing. Maybe they can retool a little extra bit in there, just give it a little extra stability. What I recommend, because they're really starting to get this down pat, is now just start tightening up the little small nitpick stuff. And if they could do that, I hope the rest of the. I don't watch a whole lot of other people's reviews. If you guys do, feel free to let me know in the comments. Like, are other people digging this? Like, are they digging these last couple waves? Because I've been pleasantly surprised by, I think, the last 3 waves. The Captain America wave, maybe one of the Avengers waves before that, or the Spider-Man wave before that, and then the X-Men wave, and then this wave. Like, so they're on a roll, and I say keep it up. Well done. I definitely recommend them. I'm not a big Space Venom fan, so if you don't want to get the BAF, I totally understand it. If you just wanted to cherry pick, I would say get Miles, get Hobgoblin. If you have a Spider-Man, that's fine. You can skip this one. If you don't have a Spider-Man, this is a good one as any to get. And then get an Electro for sure. And then if you're a Silk fan, pick her up. If you don't know anything about her, you can skip her. So, 3 to 4, 3 to 5 characters. So then at that point, you might as well get the last one, get the Build-A-Figure and sell it if you don't want it. You know what I mean? Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. Until next time, take care.